hopefully I can get a top marketing company that focuses on property management tell me exactly how Facebook works for acquiring landlords and more properties, I would be rich. Welcome to today's blog. This is exactly what I'm going to do. Fourandhalf, we worked with hundreds of property management companies for specifically helping them get new landlords through digital marketing. And social media is one of those channels. But I'll tell you, social media is a bit challenging for a property management company. Let's face it, your landlords want to just rent their properties, collect the money, and be private. Your tenants just want to find good places to live. So there's not a lot of activity on your social pages as, maybe a fashion, shop would have, or, others who can utilize Instagram or, YouTube to present physical products and cool cameras, and maybe a farmer who grows cucumbers, okay? They can use social media to showcase their new breeds of cucumbers with, deliciousness and freshness and what have you. But you sell what? You sell financial outcomes. And those are not always as sexy, right? But there are three distinct ways to use Facebook specifically to actually move the needle on growing your property management company, specifically getting more landlords. Not talking about tenants in this stage, okay? So number one use case is as using Facebook ads as one of the channels in your multi-channel campaign. Let me translate the marketing speak. If you're sending out mailers, multiple waves of mailers to your local, to your local area, the best practice is to actually send Facebook ads with the same content and offer as those mailers to a same group of people, and Facebook allows you to do that. So when you buy a list of landlords who own properties in the areas you want to manage, you can pop that list into Facebook, design the ads, and actually see some results. Now, there are a couple pro tips here, okay? You won't see results unless you do those two things. One is when you have this multi-channel campaign running, make sure your Facebook ad offers downloadable content asset. Alex, translate that for me. What the hell are you talking about in marketing speak? Okay, let's say you want to write an ebook on how to take advantage of current market conditions in San Ramon, California. Okay, that is what people are going to jump on. Download it for free and you get a lead, right? So it has to be something of value for them to download, then you'll start getting leads, okay, from that campaign. But the second pro tip, if you don't have lead nurturing set up, you are probably not going to get any return on that investment. Here's why. Because those Facebook leads, they're not ready to buy. They're there to just read up about something, learn about something, get to know your company potentially, but they're not interested in necessarily signing up. There'll be some that are, most won't be, okay? So this is crucial element. Make sure you have a lead nurturing system, which basically means you can capture the information and you can share more or automate delivery of educational content on a periodic basis to those leads. Does that make sense? It's not that difficult. If you hire Fourandhalf to do it, we'll do it for you, or you can do it yourself. No sales here. Remember, it's educational blog. Okay, option number two, okay, this is the second way that Facebook would work, is as your website remarketing. It's a bit more technical, but the premise is simple. People that click to your website get followed on Facebook, and your ad comes to them, right? You remember if you search for your friend Harry, and all of a sudden you've seen all these razors by Harry razors, well, that's what happens. Like Google and the whole internet thing is all connected, and so right now you can track that consumer who visited your website and follow them on Facebook, and it can be effective, okay? It can be effective. It's not as easy to measure, but it does work. The important thing, again, the pro tip here, if your website has a bifurcation for your constituencies. Owners section versus tenant sections. So the pro tip is you want to remarket to the owner sections. People who are reading your owner pages, those are the ones you need to show the ad. So save a little bit of dough and stop remarketing to tenants, right? You don't need that. If they don't like the property, they're going to go elsewhere. You don't need to remarket to them and spend money on that. So that's your pro tip number 1 for the option number 2. All right, and number 3, the last one, okay, this one's not going to work for everybody. This is for those content producing monsters out there. Okay, I'll name a few names. So if you think you're a content producing monster, you can sort of benchmark yourself against the next 3 companies and see how they utilize Facebook to win massively. Now, Facebook and other social media channels help drive SEO. So, but it's a small part of your overall ranking, and it needs to be amplified significantly for it to actually impact your SEO. And so companies that do it right is Steve Rosenberg with Empire Industries LLC. He is in Houston, Texas. You can look him up, search him out. But don't do it yet. I'll give you 2 more names. Steve Welty, Good Life Property Management. He does it well. And Duke Dodson with Dodson Properties. Now, those 3 companies, like we're talking Facebook Lives, we're talking about podcasting, we're talking about significant content producing efforts. In fact, their whole marketing strategy is based on content production and distribution. And so social media is excellent channel for companies like these. Most companies will not have the time, money, or desire to produce mountains of content, right? And so for those companies, our recommendation is pretty simple, okay? Keep your social media channels, feel like somebody lives on them, right? Share your company wins, share your team and employees' day-to-day activities, share celebrations, so people know faces, so people can see faces that you're real, you're live, you're working. Share some information about property management in general. It doesn't take a lot of work. Fourandhalf has a very small, inexpensive package that does that, but you can do it yourself. You can have your office manager do it. It's not that big of a deal. You just want to make sure you're active on those channels, so when the landlords come knocking, you look like you're alive and ready to do business. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, my whole team waiting with open arms to help you out, and I hope the blog itself was helpful. See you next time.